Erica here with PrepScholar GMAT. Back today with a tour of PrepScholar's online GMAT program and what a study session with PrepScholar GMAT might look like. I'm here at PrepScholar headquarters in Boston, Massachusetts. I'm logged in to my PrepScholar account and I am ready to study. Now, before we get started, I want to remind everyone that if this study session looks like something you might be interested in, you can sign up for a 5-day risk-free trial of PrepScholar GMAT's completely customized course. Now, for more information, you can check out our Getting Started with PrepScholar GMAT video that we put out a couple of weeks ago, or you can head straight over to our website. Links are in the description. And as always, if you like this video, we've got a ton of great content, so check out our channel and subscribe for updates on new videos and live streams. After logging into my PrepScholar GMAT account, the first thing I see is my dashboard. Now, my dashboard shows me my lessons for the week. It's looking like I have both some quant and some verbal all at the core level. Hopefully today I'll level up on some skills and be able to move on to some advanced level quizzes. I also see that I have a practice test scheduled for the week, but I'm going to hold off on that until I can set aside enough time to take the test in one sitting. On the right side of the screen, I can see my goals and my progress, which so far is not looking so great. I clearly haven't been sticking to my schedule, but that's changing this week. Earlier in the week, I set my weekly study schedule and started off the week with a little bit of study in the Simplifying Algebraic Expressions quiz. Now, unfortunately, I had to run right after I finished, and I didn't get to see how I did. Let's go back and review the quiz before we get started on anything new. All right, yikes! This did not go well. I clearly didn't spend enough time with the lesson. I'm going to head back in and do a little lesson review before I look back at the problems. Once I'm on the Simplifying Algebraic Expressions lesson page, first I see a lesson outline. Now, this lesson outline tells me what lies ahead. I also see that there's a lesson video, so I think I'm going to start with that. Now, these lesson videos are great if you learn better from seeing or hearing things explained rather than reading paragraphs. Since that quiz went so poorly, I think I still need more review after the video. I'm going to go ahead and read back through some parts of the lesson. As I go through the lesson, there are some cool features that are going to help me navigate. In these bright blue boxes on the side, I get small reviews that are relevant to the content of the lesson. This is great since GMAT problems typically bring a couple concepts together. Here we've got a review on exponents. Now here in this yellow box, we get a longer, more foundational review that stays hidden until you click the button. If I were feeling confident about solving equations for variables, I might go ahead and skip this one, but I should probably give it a look. Maybe this is where things went wrong for me on the quiz. I also see that the lesson text is punctuated with these light blue boxes. These have example problems in them that are solved below. That's super helpful for me. The lesson text does a great job of explaining the various concepts, but they don't really click in until I see how they're applied to a problem. Then later, I get to try the problems on my own in these practice problems. Let's go ahead and try the first one. Okay, awesome, I got this one right. I know exactly what I did on this problem, so I think I'll skip the explanation and move on to the second problem. Okay, I got this one wrong. Let me try again. Okay, well, that worked, but I'm not feeling very confident. I'll go ahead and read the explanation for this question, which should hopefully clear things up. Moving right along, I reach the end of my lesson, where I get a lesson summary recapping what I just learned. This is great to help solidify concepts before moving on to the quiz. However, I've already taken this quiz, so I'm going to go back to the review to figure out what happened on my last quiz and hopefully fix it for when it shows back up on my dashboard. When I level up on quizzes, PrepScholar assigns me quizzes at a higher difficulty for that skill or prioritizes giving me other skills that I'm not performing as well on. However, when I don't level up on quizzes like I saw here, I'll see the same quiz on my dashboard again in the next few weeks so I can give it another go. The questions on the quiz might be different, but they'll all be at the same difficulty and cover the same skill. Alright, so it looks like I ran out of time on the first question and just didn't answer it, and submitted the wrong answer for the remaining questions. So I'll start by looking at the first question. It looks like the answer was clearly C, but why did I miss this question? Looking at the user stats, it seems like this question gave other users some trouble, but I'm really in the minority in not completing this question.
I'll go ahead and read through the explanation to see what went wrong, which will hopefully clear things up. All right, once I'm feeling comfortable, I'll go ahead and move on to the next question. For this question, I know I struggled a lot on the quiz, and maybe after reading the explanation, I'm still not feeling like I could do this problem on my own. In that case, I'm going to go ahead and pop a flag on this question. This tells me to come back to the question later and spend some more time with it. This is especially helpful if I'm working with a PrepScholar tutor, because the flag is a signal to my tutor that this is a question we need to work on together. Now, I'll go through this process with my remaining questions, maybe pop 1 or 2 more flags up, but after I go through this quiz, I'm feeling pretty tired of quant. Maybe let's try some sentence correction next. Now, the concision lesson looks a lot like the simplifying algebraic expressions lesson. I see a lesson outline. I also see some example sentences in those light blue boxes. I see some drill questions, which test the concept from the lesson in a somewhat easier context than you'd see on the GMAT itself. And I see some practice problems. Now, these practice problems test the concept in the context of a GMAT problem, so realistic to what you would see on test day. Finally, I see the lesson summary, which recaps everything I've learned from the lesson. Now, in a real study session, I'd spend much more time reading the lesson, but I'm feeling ready to take the quiz, so I'm going to rate how prepared I feel, then go ahead and start. So we'll give this question a read first. All right, on this first question, I'm feeling a little shaky. I'm going to pick an answer, but I'll go ahead and throw up a flag in advance. That way, even if I get the question right, I know to go back and review it. So I submitted my answer and moved on to the next problem. I'll go ahead and answer each of the quiz questions as best I can. Okay, this is the last problem, so after I finish it, I'll go ahead and submit my quiz. All right, fingers crossed. Okay, so not too bad, but I didn't get quite a high enough score to level up on this quiz. This means that the next time I see this skill on my dashboard, it'll be at the core level again. I see that I got that first question I flagged right, which is awesome, but I'm going to go ahead and take a look at the explanation, so next time I get a similar problem, I'm going to be confident of my answer. Now, after looking through this explanation, I am feeling much better, so I'm going to go ahead and take the flag off of this question and check the question that I missed. Reading through this explanation, I can tell that this was a careless mistake, so I'm going to make a note to myself of what to do next time, but not flag the question. I think I'm about done with study for the day, so I'm going to go ahead and head over to my Progress tab to see how I'm doing. I should see that my total study time reflects how long I've spent in the program today, as well as any new lessons I've completed. I should also see that the bar for my concision quiz is much longer to represent that I'm closer to mastery than before, but still green to show that I'm still at the core level. It'll turn purple once I move on to mastery. I can also scroll down to take a look at the quizzes I've finished. It's definitely been a while since I've spent time in the PrepScholar program. So I see that my simplifying algebraic expressions quiz is available under quant. Next time I want to go back to review, I can click on this link to go right back to the quiz page, even once my dashboard resets for next week. My concision quiz is also shown under verbal. Scrolling down even further, here's where I would look at my test scores to see my progress. Now, I don't have any yet, but once I take my practice test later this week, this is where it'll be. But that's for another study session. I am done for the day.
That was a good study session. Again, you can head over to our website to sign up for the 5-day risk-free trial and try for yourself. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you on PrepScholar GMAT soon.